Hey guys, welcome back to another JC Tennis video. This is going to be a fun story to talk about. So Munar played Fils today in round 2 of the French Open. Fils won in 5. Obviously, Fils is the top French player playing in France at Roland Garros. The crowd got a little out of control in the 5th set. Munar, after the match, said, "You see the headline here. This is a circus. They're the most annoying and fanatical in the world. They harm the game." That's not all. That's not all Munar had to say, and he's also not the only one saying this. The article says many confuse passion with lack of respect, and the French crowd continues to be criticized by various players due to their tendency to do so. Munar went a step farther in his press conference given after being defeated by Arthur Fils. So he said a lot. He also said Fils pretty much shouldn't have gotten attended to for an injury, but we'll get to that. So at first he talked about the match. He said, "It's been a roller coaster, a match that must be analyzed in well-defined blocks. In the first 2 sets, there was great equality, but I couldn't deploy the tennis I wanted in crucial moments. The 3rd set, he began to have physical problems and everything changed, but I also didn't feel completely well. Neither with my tennis nor my physical sensations. I lost the momentum and am truly frustrated for not being able to play as the match demanded. The 5th set went beyond sport, and I didn't handle it well." There's his first little jab at the crowd. So then he talks about alleged injury of Arthur Fils. "He was attended by the doctor due to an alleged back injury, but I am convinced what he suffered were cramps. In that case, he couldn't have been attended. The break didn't bother me, but that's the way it is. If you have a real injury, you don't play the 5th set like he did." That's something you hear these guys say all the time, man. If he was injured, he can't play like that. I've heard that with Djokovic opponents in the past. "I've suffered many cramps throughout my career, suffered a lot because of them, and I know perfectly well how it works. You have a huge drop for a while, and then you no longer feel competitive and consider the match lost. The tension drops, the cramps ease a bit, and you return to your level. Additionally, I saw him drinking pickle juice in the last sets, so it's clear what happened." So Munar is full on alleging that Fils didn't have a real injury. That's what he's saying. And then here he talks about the crowd. He says, "Look, I'm going to be very sincere. I find it perfect if they cheer for the other player. I'm very used to that, and it doesn't bother me. What is an absolute lack of respect is not stopping singing, shouting nonsense, and constantly interrupting because it prevents the game from progressing and unfolding normally. They engage in a very entertaining show for the audience, but they don't realize that we are doing our job. It's the most annoying and fanatic crowd in the world. The flag weighs too much here," he concluded. Maybe it doesn't, though. I don't know the last time a Frenchman's won the French Open, but I totally understand what he's saying, and I watched some parts of the 5th set, and it was hectic in there for sure. Munar says in New York and Australia, they understand sports differently. They can cheer a lot and have a sense of spectacle, but they never disrespect players. So he's saying in this tournament, in this country, they cross the line. And in Australia, in the US, they don't. It's very interesting because sometimes I felt like Australia has the craziest one. Obviously, a lot of those Kyrgios matches come to mind. And then, man, Wimbledon with those Brits can get good too. But, like, you get the feeling at Wimbledon they have respect. But Australia, I feel like, can be a bit of a circus. But it's interesting to say he thinks Roland Garros crowds are in Australia and New York aren't. But he's played in all of them. If anyone would know, it's him. So I think it's a pretty good perspective to kind of see. I wonder if he's going to get in trouble for saying all this. He really laid out some like real feelings about fake injury, crowd was out of control, circus. Guy did not care. I mean, he's been around, so kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's really all I have for this one, guys. I think it's a fun story, fun match, and we're going to keep seeing this crowd. Fils is into the 3rd round, and if he wins that, he's probably going to get Yannick Sinner in the 4th. So I imagine that will be hectic. But yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for another video.